Hey there. Gosh, my haze and hellos are getting funnier. So I was asked by a couple of people about a mouthwash, the recipe if I had it. And I've tried a couple of different ones, wouldn't you know? So one I liked, it does have it, you can put calcium carbonate powder in it if you wish, but I don't tend to. I found it tricky enough to try and find it unless you find it online and da. And I'm all for making things as simple as possible. So this uses water, uh, Himalayan salt, and mixing those together, and then you're adding your essential oils to it. Okay, so I've already poured out. This is a quarter cup of water. Let me just double check that in my head. Yes, quarter cup of water. And I'm going to put about just under a quarter teaspoon of Himalayan salt. This is the fine ground salt. So I bought the table salt version and you just use the grinder to make it, okay? I love these little measuring spoons, aren't they? The grooviest of things. I found those in a charity shop. I do love things that you find there. I always think one man's trash is another man's treasure. So you're going to put the Himalayan salt into that, and I'm going to just use that spoon to stir it. So if you prefer a little bit more salt, because the salt is a really good mouthwash alone. So if you prefer to put a little bit more in, but I live in the house of the minions, and if it's too strong, it's something they may or may not use it. So what I've done is I have used two single oils and a blend. So I've got peppermint in there. That's a great one for breath. Lemon. That's another one that's great for cleansing and purifying. And I'm using my old favorite Thieves as well. Okay, so Thieves is a blend of 5 oils. What I one of the things that I really like about it is its smell. Obviously it's got cinnamon and clove in it, which are quite warm in smells, and I'd definitely be a fan of those. But the other thing that really appealed to me about Thieves, and the story behind why it's called Thieves, I kind of thought, well, it thieves bugs, and its idea is that it supports your immune system, so hence I'm going to add it into this. But the story comes from thieves at the time of the Black Plague in France, and what they did is they used the combination of those 5 oils to rub on themselves, and it's kind of a positive negative story. So they were going around and they were robbing people who had the plague and were died of it basically, but they never actually caught the plague itself themselves. And when they finally got captured, the story goes is that the King of France said, "We will grant you leniency if you tell us how it is you managed to avoid catching the plague." And it was a combination of the 5 ingredients that are in Thieves, which is clove, cinnamon, rosemary, lemon, and eucalyptus. And they used those, and they never caught the plague, which is pretty phenomenal. And I must find that Tisserand article actually, and share it on this group, because it's quite lengthy, but it talks about various oils to use for various things. And it's not even just about applying it to the current moment that we're in. It's really, I think, things that you can find that you can apply to life in general. I'm not into diets and fads. I'm more into kind of long-term lifestyle choices. Some of those can be better than others. So what I've done is I've taken the 3 of those and I've put them into an empty lemon bottle that I had. So just to swirl them and synergize them. So as Delia Smith would say, because that's the first woman I ever remember. Here's one I made earlier. So I have put peppermint, thieves, and lemon into that. So I'm swirling those together. And what I'm going to do then is just simply add that into my water and salt mix. And I'm going to actually just use the plasticky spoon to stir them all together. And there you go. You've got a very simple and effective mouthwash. Now we have in this house bought a mouthwash that is purely based on Thieves. It's a blend. It's a produced one that Young Living make. It's quite potent and strong. My daughter had a couple of toothaches ongoing, and I found using that and maybe being more mindful of her teeth washing, it all dissipated and she'd no problems. But this is an alternative. I, as you know, like to make my own stuff. I might buy something and then I say, "Oh, I wonder how you make that." So I give it a go. Some things have worked a dream, as I said, and some are fabulous failures, my darlings. So that's just a very simple mouthwash recipe. And I shall put it up the ingredients for it later on, and I'll put in the how much calcium carbonate you use as well. But as I said, that's optional. You don't have to use it. It's great if you can find it. But I don't like to put in things that are really tricky to find. I have gone out of my way with recipes before, and I've really investigated where to buy them. And I've bought things that I wouldn't necessarily use in everyday use, and I'm talking from cooking to this kind of thing, DIY. And I have found that, you know, I didn't like it or it didn't work, and then I was left with maybe an example of something that I didn't normally use, and I had to try and find. And I loathe waste. I loathe throwing things out. So I'm always looking for a way to use things in a different way. So the lemon peels that I made, I used for my 3-fruit marmalade. I then put underneath the roast we were having the other day, and it scented it all up. All for reusing things in another way. Okay, so I'll put the ingredients up for that, and yeah, I hope you have a good day. Thank you very much. Bye.